Pedram and I'm year 11. By doing this presentation, I'm trying to raise awareness about my country, Iran, in my school community. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I feel that my community doesn't have enough knowledge about my country. And the ideas that I've got about my country is usually produced or based on misconception. Basically, most people have the wrong idea about my country. This is why I'm doing this presentation. For example, when I did the survey, I found that some people think that Iran looks like a desert and it's in Africa. Well, this is wrong. And it's pretty annoying when people start talking about stuff that they don't even know. Like whenever I say Iran, the first response I get is Ahmadinejad, the current president of Iran. I mean, if you're going to say it, at least say it in the right. It's not even right. Okay. Moving on to the presentation. Now, I want to give you a brief introduction about Iran. Now, if you start with, this is the map of Iran, as you can see. There's 30 different states. Each state has its own unique culture and accent, and each state is different to other states. Now, just to give you a rough idea how big Iran is, you can fit the whole United Kingdom, including Scotland and Northern Ireland, 6.7 times in the whole Iran. Now, if you see the state here, Mashhad, as you can see it here, you can fit the whole United Kingdom in just that one state. And that state was divided into 3 parts because it was so big, they couldn't really fit, they couldn't really control that. That's why they divided it into 3 parts. That state is called Mashhad and is considered as a holy city because one of the Muslim prophet is buried in that city. Now, Tehran. Tehran is the city I was born in, I was raised in. Now, most people think Tehran is like this really old city with like really small houses, but it's not. It's just like any other city. Now, if you live in Tehran, there are 2 things that will drive you crazy. The first one being traffic, the second one again, traffic. Tehran is the 18th most populated city in the whole world, even more populated than London, with a population of 429,807 people. 3 days ago, I heard from someone that the population has risen up to 9 million people. And that is a low population, if you want to think about it. And Tehran is just like any other capital city. There's lots of cars, lots of people, lots of shopping centers and everything. Now, let's move on to art and architecture. Now, next slide, please. The Iranian government has built the 4th highest telecoms tower in the capital city, Tehran. The Milad Tower. The Milad Tower is 435 meters from the base to the top, as you can see. And it took 11 years to build this at a cost of $194 million. The Milad Tower is the 6th tallest tower in the world and the 14th tallest freestanding structure in the whole world currently. And the reason it took 11 years to build is because the architect was just really lazy. He didn't bother. Moving on to Tehran, as you can see, these are just like some houses, some normal houses. And in my opinion, Iranian architecture is very unique. Can you please go? Yeah. If you see this picture on the right, you can see how the design is different to the Western style, how all of these are made, the colors used, the stuff, and most of these are actually handmade. And if you see, a lot of effort has been put to this. This is just a mosque next to my house. But this doesn't necessarily mean that all the houses look like this in Iran. So we have like normal houses as well, like the one on the left. So all of that doesn't look like that. Yeah. Anyway. As you see, these are just some design on the houses I found in Shiraz. Shiraz is a very historical place. That's why you found a lot of these kind of designs in that city. And if you see, you can clearly see the design on this, on that. And this is the calligraphy. This is the language, actually. That's how we wrote, but it's in calligraphy, so it's a bit different. And I think that Iranian calligraphy is very nice. And I used to study it myself, but I don't anymore. And the one thing that really annoys me is that most people confuse Farsi and Arabic together, and they think it's the same, but actually it's really different. Okay. Yeah. Now, if you look at this one, this is just from a cover of a book that says Azaliyat Hafiz, which is from a poet book, you can see the design and the calligraphy used. This is not something rare. You find a lot in different books and stuff. Now you have the gate of Quran in this picture, which is in Shiraz. Shiraz has it used to have 7 gates to enter, but now it's just roads. Now, the reason this is called the gate of Quran, because at the top right here, there used to be Quran, and this Quran, each page of it, weighted 7 man. 7 man was a weight unit in the olden days, but it's not used anymore. Now, each page of it was 7 man, and the whole Quran weighted 7 man as well. That's what made it so unique and special. But unfortunately, it was stolen a few years ago. Now, poet. Iranian poetry is very famous and complex, and I really like Iranian poetry. Writing an English poem is not really that hard. I mean, you're taught how to write English poems in school, but in Iran, you're not taught how to write a poem because it's very complex and hard. You just only read them. That's it. Now, if you see some of the poets here, like Hafez, Ferdowsi, Khayyam, or Sadi, these are very well-known poets all over the world, and they have influenced many of the literature of many countries. This is the tomb of Hafez, as you can see. He's one of my favorite poets. I really like his poetry because it's very unique and delicate. Then you got the tomb of Sadi. This is one of his most famous poets that says, human beings are members of a whole in creation of one essence and soul. Now, this is my favorite topic, food. Now, okay, this. Yeah. When it comes to food, I personally believe that Iranians are genius. We just have so many different kinds of food. It's just unbelievable. And there are 3 things that you will always find in Iranian food. One of them is rice, meat or chicken. You don't really have them in the same food. Or vegetables. These are the 3 main things that you will always find in Iranian food. Now, this is just some of the pictures of food that you will see. It's just to give you an idea how the Iranian food looks like. Iranian sweets and cakes. When you go to Iran, there are so many bakery shops, and all of them have their own kind of sweets and different stuff. And I really like this one. This is my favorite. It's really sour and nice. That's why I put it in this thing. Okay, culture. Moving on to culture. Yeah. Fashion. Many people think that Iranian men have long beards and our women cover their faces with black scarves and you can't really see anything. But that's the wrong image, and that's not true. We're dressed up like normal people. I mean, if you go to Iran, you won't find a single person that has that black thing around their face and cover their eyes. And most people think that Iranian women all sit down in their houses, they're working, they never work outside, they're not allowed to go out of the house. But that's again wrong. There are many women that work in Iran and they're employed in many different companies. And just around the fact, the first tourist to go on the moon was an Iranian woman. And the picture you see on the left is my grandmother and my cousin. They're wearing the Shirazian costume. That's a traditional costume. And if you go to another city, you'll find out that they have another different costume. It's different. That's just 2 more pictures to give you an idea of how the fashion looks like. And one more thing is that, according to Islamic rule, you're supposed to have a scarf around your head, but in Iran, most people just put something around their head, Yeah. And many people have the wrong image that Iranian boys and girls are not supposed to see each other, meet each other, go out and stuff. Well, this is wrong. Actually, the parents have this idea and image that it's wrong for the kids to go out, meet other girls or boys, but the youth still go out and they don't really care. So, yeah. And marriage. Marriage is one thing that many people in the West, they're really confused about. They think that the bride doesn't see the groom, and it's like this tradition that you see your husband or wife on the day you're going to get married. But this is wrong. In Iran, before you're married, actually the bride and the groom choose to decide who they're going to marry themselves. So it's not like the parent doesn't choose for them. And they get to see the bride and the groom before they're married. They actually spend some time before they're going to get married to see each other, talk to each other, see if they want to get married. Scenery. This is my favorite part, but unfortunately I couldn't really take a lot of pictures from all over Iran, so I don't really have that many pictures. I only have a few from Tehran and Shiraz. This is a river next to my house in Tehran. I just thought it was nice. So. When I went to Shiraz, I also went to this city next to Shiraz called Yasuj, which there was this waterfall. It was really beautiful. And this is on the way to that thing, to the waterfall. So I took some pictures. And this is just the mountains. And that's the waterfall. It was really nice. And do you guys like fireworks? Oh, yeah. One of my favorite days on the Iranian calendar is the last Wednesday, because we have this celebration called the Charshanbe Suri, which means the Wednesday feast. And on that day, what we do is we go outside. People will gather together, have some agil. They will make a small fire and jump over it. And it's just like a celebration. We celebrate, and this is a prelude to Nowruz, which marks the arrival of spring. Thank you for watching. I also made these photo books that you find the information. It's really similar to the PowerPoint, and all the money made is going to go to a charity in Iran for kids that have cancer. I would really appreciate it if you buy the photo book. If you want to buy the photo book, you can come here to my store. Thank you.